Hey, this is RePenWolf-Gaming, and welcome back to Lucuna. Yep. Let's see. There we go. Let's make sure we got the recording going. Now, we got called over to Sakura Hotel, I believe. I might have just gone the wrong way. Here. No, we got the stairs here. We're good. Good evening, Neil. Hey, Saito. Looks like you beat me here. Well, the rest of us use cars, you know. I know. Let me bring you up to speed. We locked down the hotel and told the staff that nobody can go in or out. Holloway is keeping an eye on everybody in the hall lobby. I flew a drone up here. Excuse me, I flew a drone up to the highest room. Long said that's where the sniper might be. It's empty, lights out, and no signs of life. Figured as much. Snipers don't usually stick around. But I did see lights in the room below. Maybe the guests in there saw or heard something. I paid them a visit. The receptionist said that the sniper's room was rented out to a gentleman named Diaz. Got his ID chip number already. Currently running a city-wide search for it, but without success so far. Do we know where Diaz went, or what Diaz looks like? I don't have any surveillance cameras in the hotel. You know how it is, rich people and their privacy. So no, we don't know what he looks like, but maybe you can find out. Open a sheet. Let me send that to you. What did you tell the staff? That we have reason to believe that a dangerous criminal escaped from the hotel. Good work. Let me know if you get a hit on our perp's ID. I'll be inside if you need me. Good luck. Okay. Excuse me. Good evening. Good evening. Neil Conrad, CDI. Could you answer a few questions? Naturally. Do you have any relevant information on Mr. Diaz remain anything suspicious? Nothing out of the ordinary. I sent all the information we have to your colleague. Payment info, ID number, those kinds of things. I'd see. I'd like to have a look around Diaz's room. Do you have a universal keycard or something? If it is absolutely necessary, yes. It is. Here you go, sir. Please be careful not to disturb any of our guests at this late hour. Thanks, I will. Good evening, Agent Long, CDI. Hey Gary, I got a key card. Let's have a look at Diaz's room. Alright, let's get up there. Please keep it down in the corridors if possible, and mind the carpets. This guy sounds more like a robot than a person. And it's like, Jesus. The guy's like, oh, I don't care about that sniper that just killed a foreign dignitary that might cause a war. Make sure you don't drop any hair particles anywhere, you know. And look at this. We're going in here guns a-blazing. We don't have a SWAT team trying to check this place out. And we're the one that cleared it with a gun on our own. That sounds stupid as hell. Let's see, investigate mode. An almost empty whiskey bottle, and a pretty expensive one at that, judging by the receipt. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty open room, but still, like, clearing a room by yourself, if you have available resources with you to not do that, never mind. It's Jesus. A piece of paper. It's empty except for a strange hand-drawn symbol in the middle. Might be relevant. Fancy bathtub. Maybe the perp used it. We should have the whole room or whole bathroom checked for DNA. Well, you checked the whole room because the dropping skin cells is. I was joking before about the hair and skin cells, but like a dog, not even just a dog, but like you shed so many skin cells like all over the place, like every second, every minute. I can't. It's like in the thousands, right? Wherever you go, you leave a print of who you are. Oh man, you can't hide from the law these days. Oh, there's like a hole there. Hey Gary, could you come over here for a second? Did you find something? I'm pretty sure a piece of the window pane was cut out and put back in. Judging from the blue residue, they used a pocket laser cutting device. You think the sniper could have fired from there? It's possible. He'd have to be a really good shot though. I also saw a tiny blood stain on the carpet below. Maybe the perp cut himself when he handled the piece of glass. Good work. I'll go back to my post and call the DNA guys. Let me know when you're done. They call them DNA guys. They're forensic scientists. But if the guy was cutting it with a laser, right? The glass would be melted, and I think the edges would be soft, if anything, because like the glass itself would deform. It's kind of odd, unless they cut it like real quick, right? And they said the floor below, so I think we gotta go down. Where's the stairs? There it is. Can we even go further down than this? No, we can't. Alright. Whoa, we're just gonna enter here? What the? There's a woman named Miss Norton. We just came in here unannounced. Okay. This is our fault, really. What is this? A drone? It's got like these arm things. It looks a little. Okay, stay calm, ma'am. We're with the CDI. Jesus. Stay calm, ma'am. We're with the CDI. And I am the CEO of Norton Robotics. I'm serious. We're Agent Conrad and Agent Long of the CDI. I'm also serious. I'm Clifton Norton, CEO of Norton Robotics. Oh. Didn't the CDI teach you to knock first? We're in the middle of a high-profile investigation. Manners still matter. On that note, would you mind calling off your armed drone? I mean, us with a pistol ain't gonna take on that drone with machine guns probably attached to it, you know? We could shoot, but that thing would kill us, and that thing's just inanimate. Shit. Fine, please make yourself comfortable. Like, I'm pretty sure we just broke a law here somewhere. We break into entry with no warrant or anything. Fine, please make yourselves comfortable. Like this guy, like the guy downstairs told us the light was on, right? That's so fucking weird. You understand, you need to answer a couple of questions. Everybody wants a piece of me these days. Make it quick, I'm a busy woman. Do you hear gunfire upstairs? Did you hear gunfire earlier? I think that's most important. Like, were they even aware that something happened? Did you hear a gun earlier? A gun? What kind of war zone is this? Answer the question, please. No, but now that you mention it, I heard some noise earlier, sometime between 1 and 2. Huh. I thought someone had popped a cork. Anything else? Make it quick, I'm a busy woman. Do you know your upstairs neighbor? So they definitely heard a gunshot, right? The sound of a popped cork. Do you know your upstairs neighbor? Here in the hotel? Never saw him. But I heard him take a phone call in the corridor earlier, around 11 o'clock. At 11 in the evening, in the corridor? I believe he was pacing up and down the hall until the person he called picked up. Then he went to his room. Was it a live conversation, or did he get a recorded message from someone off the phone, off planet? He spoke too, so it must have been a live conversation. What did he say? I don't know. I didn't pay much attention. He might not have spoken Garian at all. Huh. So Garian, I guess, is their version of English, right? Like the common language. Anything else? That's all. Thanks. So you're going to leave me alone now. We might still have to bring you in for questioning, but for now, please stay put and wait for further instructions. Of course I'll stay. My tea isn't even cool enough to drink yet. I mean, it sounds like a person we don't want to make enemies of. What we got? We got a shoot here. Benny's murder. The perp's hair is... Well, what options? Red, bald, blonde. We definitely think this guy cut his arm, right? So I'm okay with leaving that there. And it looks like the perp's hair is 1, and their beard is 3. So I would imagine that this guy's hair matches, right? So if he's a redhead, his beard would be red. If he's bald, he's probably shaved too. Because, like, why would you be bald and not be... I don't know. Actually, I've seen people have a bald head but have a beard still. But usually they're both. Blonde. I mean, he could be a certain hair color and be shaved too. And there's a lot of options there. We're at the Sakura Hotel. We're missing apparently 2 clues. I think we're done up here. Let's go downstairs. A couple potential witnesses are waiting in the lobby. Really need to track down that Diaz guy. Maybe one of them has seen him leave or even spoke to him. Go ahead and question them. You should also have a look around. There's no crime scene, but you never know where you'll find a clue. I'll be waiting at the reception. Come talk to me once you think we're done with this place. I think this hotel is a crime scene. You don't exactly... If we're not leaving anybody in or out, or letting anybody in or out, the whole place is a crime scene. Oh. Saito, anything new? Well, I tried to find out how Diaz escaped from the hotel. Betty was shot at 1:39, so we got a time of murder. I suppose that Diaz left shortly after that, probably between 1:45 and 2:15. Huh. Well, actually, I would give it that the timing... I mean, how long did it take for the guy to glue back in the window, right? And break down whatever he's using and then transport his stuff out of here. Because he left in a hurry. He didn't take any bottles with him. He didn't stay very long. So, probably between 1:45 and 2:15. Did it really take him 6 minutes to break down, put the glass window in, and then get out? And then he also got a cut too that he spilled on the ground. So we have an idea when he left. The big question right now is how. There's a functioning ID scanner at the door that only picked him up once when he arrived. It means that he can't have left through the front door. Could he still be here? No. I've had my drone scan the whole building for his ID twice already. He must have gone out through the back door, but you don't get far that way by foot. My theory is that he was picked up by a getaway driver in the backyard. So his ID scanner... Are people like chipped here? Like, they have like RFID chips implanted in them. It's got a... My theory is that he was picked up by a getaway driver in the backyard. There's a vehicle tracker on the launch pad that scans each car at the exact time it lands there. Cars aren't allowed to stick around for long on the launch pad. This is meant for quick deliveries and pickups. Here's the thing. I went to ask the guard to pull the data for me a couple minutes ago. He said someone had turned it off earlier tonight, swore it wasn't him, and that he hadn't noticed. We have to find out who it was. If you confront whoever helped Diaz get away, you might find out where he went. I'm sending a sheet to your cell. Submit it as soon as you think you know who disabled the tracker. Maybe the traffic data will still help, even though parts are still missing. The guard said your AR module can read it directly from the scanner on the launch pad. Roger that. Oh yeah, so I did change the settings a little bit. I think if I press escape here, in the game settings, right? I changed it so to real text over time to no, but I might turn that back. The dialogue timer I'm keeping to no because I want to think a little bit, you know? They're supposed to relax a little bit. And it seems it picks the first option if you don't speed up your decision making. Which is kind of dumb. I mean, yeah, you should have a quicker decision, maybe based on your gut. But the time to pick a question is, what's it called? Or an answer is, deliberately, I don't know. Well, anyway, excuse me, sir, can I ask you a question? Happy to help. About the tracker, what did Diaz look like? Did you see anybody leave between 1:30 and 2:15? Where were you at this time? Did you see anybody leave between 1:30 and 2:15? No, I was fast asleep until I got down to the lobby. I have my own room upstairs. Your own room? Do you live here? Mostly, yes. Thank you. Happy to help. So it seems like this desk is more automated, right? This guy doesn't need to be here 24/7. About the vehicle tracker, also, now that I think about it, right? Maybe this guy chose this place because the electronic scanning, the check-in, so he didn't have to see what he, check out what he looks like. Or unless this guy's lying and he's covering for the shooter, right? About the vehicle tracker. My colleague said the guard is in charge of the vehicle tracker in the backyard. Is that correct? Yes, Mr. Smith. Is the tracker ever turned off? Turned off? No, it operates around the clock. And doesn't usually break or have hiccups of any sort. I don't think so. It was installed the day before yesterday. I can't imagine that it is already acting up. So, this tracker device was installed 2 days ago, which is a bit strange, right? That's interesting timing for this device to be installed now after a guy, a very important person, was taken out, right? Assassinated. So was this person that installed it the one that has an on-off switch, like remotely controlled, or did Diaz have it done? Whatever faction or group. Anyway, Mr. Smith can certainly answer your questions about the tracker in more details. He's usually not in contact with our clients. I apologize if he appears untrained. Man, this guy's a bit of an asshole. Thank you. Happy to help. What does Diaz look like? You know what Mr. Diaz looks like? Unfortunately, I've never met him. The reception wasn't occupied when he checked in last night. He used our electronic check-in service. Oh, so there is an electronic check-in service. Okay, thank you. That's all for now. Alright. I'll never get used to being out in the field like this. See if you can find out Diaz got away. how Diaz got away. Go ahead and talk to the staff. Alright. You can sit down here. Okay. There's a guy playing the piano. This guy's pretty good. Excuse me, sir. How can I help you? He's holding a conversation while playing the piano. That's like, come on. Did you see anybody leave between 1:30 and 2:15? I was right here all night, but I really didn't pay attention to that, sorry. We gave a concert earlier, and I kept playing for the people that stuck around. Thank you. How can I help you? So he has an alibi, right? Can anybody confirm that it was here the whole time? Have you met Mr. Diaz? Have you ever met Mr. Diaz? Diaz, the guest from the 8th floor? I think I talked to him yesterday. Yeah, I was having a late night drink at the bar after he arrived. I was packing up my things when he left to his room. I asked him about the viola he was carrying. What an expensive model, I have to say. Did he show it to you? A viola, huh? Did he show it to you? No, he kept it in his case. He generally wasn't talkative type. What does he look like? What does Diaz look like? He's a redhead with a beard. Thank you. That's all for now. Okay. So we get our sheet. Nope. It's telling us we got this one right here. We gotta figure out that one and that one. Bandit's murder. So if this guy is correct, right? He's a redhead and he has a beard, right? What do we got here? A viola case. There was a whiskey bottle upstairs, right? But he probably didn't bring it with him. They probably have a... We still think he had a cut arm. He can't just ditch that, right? The viola case wasn't in the room, so this guy may be lying. Or the murderer took it with him. But he still could ditch that too. Something you can't ditch is your own arm. Unless it's a robot arm or something, right? But he wouldn't get cut on it. We'll just leave cut arm for now. And we'll keep the viola case in mind. But Diaz's escape, who do we suspect, right? We have a guard, a bartender, a receptionist, a pianist. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Pianist, guard, bartender, receptionist. Now, I don't think it's the receptionist, so we'll probably just rule that out. Well, I mean, just because I think. Because he went out the back and not the front, right? The receptionist. There's no reason for the receptionist to be back there, right? Now, the pianist could totally be lying to us, too. And the guy who's not a redhead, or has a beard, or had a viola case. But let's talk to the other people. We still got, it seems, a bartender and a guard to talk to. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I ask you a few questions? Okay. Did you see anybody leave between 1:30 and 2:15? No, I was back in the kitchen cleaning some glasses. I had a lot of dishes to do after the concert tonight. Can I go now? I have a young boy at home, and the sitter can't stay much longer. I mean, that's like a reasonable question, but we have to be sure if she actually has a kid in the first place. You know, look her up. I'm sure if she has an ID that we could call back to our headquarters and say, hey, does this person have a kid? You know, who is this person? You know, do a background check like immediately. Anything that would pop up. I'm sorry, but the hotel is on lockdown until further notice. Might want to give them a call. It could be a while until you can leave. Thank you. I have another question. Okay. Have you ever met Mr. Diaz? Have you ever met Mr. Diaz? Diaz doesn't ring a bell. Don't think he ever came to my bar. Thank you. Well, the pianist just said that Mr. Diaz came to this bar, but there's a lot of people that consider it a bar, right? So, does she really pay attention to all of her customers and ask them for their names? Probably not. And she doesn't seem like the type to be patient, right? Like at our we're in Valhalla before in our other playthrough of that game, right? That bartender was more friendly. Excuse me. And wanted to get to know people, right? Usually you get better tips that way. But this person is definitely like sidestepping questions in a sense. So we can't trust this person, but they didn't give us much information either. Now, either the pianist is lying or she is like, you know, we got one person to look after. Let's see what's up. Evening. Could you answer a few questions? About the vehicle tracker? I heard that a vehicle tracker was turned off tonight. Do you happen to know why that is? No idea, really. It's supposed to be running around the clock. Are you sure it was turned off and didn't just malfunction? Pretty sure. It said it was offline. I just turned it back on and it seems to be running fine now. Plus, it's only been there for 2 days. It's a good brand, too. Can't be turned on or off from anywhere other than this booth right here. No. And it's just been you here all night, nobody else. Well, sometimes I take a break. I usually ask Felicia or Bernard to take over and keep an eye on everything. Felicia or Bernard? Felicia is the bartender, the one who won't shut up about her stupid kid. And Bernard's the pianist. Did they take over for you tonight? Yeah. Let me think. Felicia at 2200 and Bernard at 045. Both for 15 minutes. So, both those times are before when the shooting occurred, which was like 1:36, I believe it was. Which is at, you know, in the middle of the night, but so both of them still could have done it. Yeah, because like Bernard could have flipped the switch here at 045 just before the shooting occurred, right? And maybe the shooter tried to call downstairs to Bernard and say, hey, I need you to flip this switch. That's why he's waiting on somebody. So right now it's pointing at Bernard, I think. And then Felicia at 2200. Both of them could have done it, right? The Bernard seems smart enough to do so. He's playing the guitar, right? But then Felicia also is like very sidestepping our questions. Thanks. Have you met Mr. Diaz? Have you met Mr. Diaz? Diaz? Who's that? I guess from the 8th floor. He arrived last night. No, haven't talked to any guests in a while. Thanks. And also, this device, unless it was installed directly by this guard, well, how do I explain it? The device itself could be like programmed or timed to turn off at a certain time. But if you're a good programmer, you would figure out how to turn it back on at a certain time too. So it was turned off manually, right? If that's the case, because no programmer worth their salt would leave it turned off. They would want to cover their tracks. So it was probably done by somebody not professional. Did you see anybody leave between 1:30 and 2:15? Did you see anybody leave between 1:30 and 2:15, or a car picking somebody up? Could be. A bunch of people got picked up after the concert. But I'm more interested in people going in and out. I see. When was the concert over? Started at 2:30. Took about 3 hours. But some people stuck around at the bar a little longer. So 3 hours is... what's it called? it lasted all the way to 1:30, right? So the shooting occurred a little bit after, 6 minutes after the concert ended, right? But some people stuck around in the bar a little longer. Thanks. That's all for now. What was I gonna say? This guy seems very helpful, right? The receptionist made this guy out to be a bad guy, but you know, he's answering our questions. He's helpful. He's not dodging us at all. So I'm gonna go back to that log. Let's see. This guy was there until the whole night, right? But the guard also mentioned that, where is it? I usually ask Felicia or Bernard to take over and keep an eye on everything. Because this guy took like 2 breaks, right? One at 2200 for Felicia and Bernard at 045. So Bernard came in just before the shooting happened, but I want to get the logs, I think. What's that? That's the pianist right there. Hey, sorry, am I interrupting something? Coming out here to smoke, that's a little suspicious. You're kind of following me around, it seems. No, going for a smoke? Yep, might as well. Sounds like you're going to keep us here for a while. Probably. Hey, I have a question. Do you always store your whiskey in the backyard? That's an expensive brand to just leave out here. Oh, looks like they forgot to bring in part of tonight's shipment. I'll let the bartender know. Was the whiskey dropped off here by car? Yeah, the alcohol often comes in pretty late. Do you remember when they landed tonight? No, wait, I do. Actually, I saw them arrive when I went back in after a break. It was precisely at 22:10. Are you sure about the time? Yeah, I was looking at my cell right at that moment because I got a message. Thank you. And there's your camera here. It looks like it's glowing a bit. No, it's like it's glowing red, like it's turned on. Last entry was 2204. So there's no scrolling or anything, right? Okay. Vehicle tracker registers every car coming to the backyard. Bernard came in over here at, was it 045, right? And Felicia's shift was 2200, right? After 4 minutes, the scanner got turned off right after she helped Bernard, right? Let me look at the logs again. Shit. Oh yeah, there we go. Turn that off. Logs, right? Felicia 2200. So when if we believe the guard, Felicia was the person at the guard desk, and then the tracker turned off, right? Unless she's being framed, you know, by a professional. Then it would be her, right? Because Bernard at 045 came in, but the tracker was still down. And Bernard was still, I mean, like he took a, how long did Bernard say he was doing the concert for? I mean, he was doing the concert the whole time, playing the piano, right? That's what he said. So he has an alibi, in a sense. And he didn't come out here until later, right? So there's no way he just came out for a smoke and flipped a switch or anything. Let's look at our clues real quick. Vehicle tracker, crates, crate full of expensive looking whiskey. I'm surprised we didn't bring any forensic people with us to give us more, like actual DNA sample, that kind of thing. But I think we're good on who the actual person who was the inside man, right? This guy who allowed this person to escape unnoticed. It's not the guard, it's not the receptionist, so it's between the pianist and the bartender, right? I think it's the bartender. Okay. Let's go talk to the staff. We didn't talk to everybody? Pretty sure we did. You talk to the guard again? No? Let's talk to... Excuse me, madam. Could I ask you a few questions? Okay. About the vehicle tracker. Vehicle tracker was turned off earlier. I'm trying to find out why. Do you know anything about it? I heard that you briefly took over for the guard a while ago. I did, but why would I turn off the tracker? I wouldn't even know how. She took a pause there. If I could be there in person, right, I'd try to figure out body language, right? Now, though, to figure out if somebody's lying or not, it's more about... There's no, like, certain behavior that makes you a liar, right? Everybody has their own certain baseline. And it's more about looking at a pattern of... Did they lie during that one motion that they usually do, kind of thing. It's like trying to pick up their tells in a poker game, right? Do they... So you have to... If we're doing like a polygraph test, right? We can see if their heart races at a certain time, like when they answer this question this specific way, right? We get a baseline first. So we'd have to really get to know them after a certain amount of time. That's why interrogations last for hours. Thank you. That's all for now. So we can confirm that she did sit at the desk because she, what's the word? Admitted to it, right? Excuse me, sir. How can I help you? About the vehicle tracker. Vehicle tracker was turned off earlier tonight. I'm wondering if you might know something about it. Did you stand in for the guard tonight? I did, but just for a few minutes, and I touched nothing. Was the tracker still turned on while you were there? I really don't know. I just sat there until you came back. Thank you. That's all for now. So he was inside the booth too, so those two are definitely our suspects. Our receptionist here, we can't talk to them. And it says submit the sheet. I still think it's the bartender, right? Not giving us information. The pianist, while smart enough to do it, I think, you know, smart enough to figure it out, it was kind of helpful to us. Unless he's like, because I don't think a professional would have done it this way unless they're trying to frame Felicia, right? And the pianist is a professional. He's very suave. He's very intelligent, right? And he was busy as well. And he works here, right? The bartender themselves too has a child, supposedly, if that's true, and could be easily bribed if they were a single mother, right? They have a sitter at home, bribed with getting some money to help out with raising a child, which isn't easy. You need a lot of money. So I think this is correct. Go talk to the bartender. Okay. Excuse me, I'm afraid we have to have another chat. Really got to get home soon. I don't know if you have kids you've got to take care of. The guard told me that you took over for him during his break at 2200. After that, no more vehicles were scanned at the launch pad. However, the guard said that people were picked up in the backyard all night. According to the PNS, there was a delivery shortly after 10, but there's no record of it. The tracker must have already been turned off. Care to explain what's going on here? I don't know what you're talking about. If you won't be honest with me, I'll have to take you in for questioning. What? No, I have to get home. Mr. Diaz suspected of being involved in an interplanetary murder case. I don't have to tell you how serious it is to be complicit in something like that. Murder case? Shit. I didn't know what he was up to, okay? Wow, okay, we guessed right. Hey! Guessed? Well, I mean, we deductively reasoned that it was her, right? We didn't really guess. The evidence pointed to her, right? Murder case. Shit, I didn't know what he was up to, okay? And now she confirmed it, right, for us. She admitted to being an accomplice. That's about the money. Did he kill someone? And then, like what we said, and she got bribed. Please tell me everything from the start. Diaz was at my bar last night. He offered me a drink. I mean, what she did was accomplice to treason, in a sense, right? That's not great. That's not good. At first, I thought he was going to hit on me. But then he said he needed my help, and that he was expecting a visit today. And that his visitor wanted to stay under the radar. And he asked me if I could do him a favor and turn the car tracker off. Offered me a bunch of money for it. I had to take it. I really needed it, okay? I didn't think it would do any harm. I assumed it was about a secret lover. Maybe a famous one. Wouldn't be the first time around here. It was also pretty commonplace that our guests ask for special favors. This is a pretty small one, honestly. And then I saw Diaz leave tonight. He was picked up by a guy in a white van. So that's what we're looking for, a white van. Realized he lied to me, and I got cold feet. That's when I called in the anonymous tip. Oh, you're the one that called in the anonymous tip. Huh. But how did you realize he lied to you? Because he was asking for somebody to come up to his room or something? But he just used the vehicle to get away? Is that what you're saying? Or you already knew that somebody got like taken out? Which one's which, right? So that was you. Why didn't you say right away that he got away in a van? I don't know. I panicked, okay? I said he was suspicious, and I hope you take it from there. I don't want to implicate myself by drawing attention to the car. I see. A white van, huh? Did you catch any more details about the car or the driver? No, I'm sorry. What does Mr. Diaz look like? He's a skinny, tall guy with red hair and a red beard. So we confirmed that the guy has a red hair and red beard, which it really stands out, right? But there's these things called red herrings that kind of throw you off track, right? It could be a what's it called? Well, I mean, the red beard, right? Did he like tape a red beard onto his face? Did he have a wig on? I mean, if I was a guy trying to what's the word? Get around facial recognition, such as a camera, dodge a security tracker, I would probably go the extra mile to disguise my face, right? I don't know. Let's see. Please, you have to understand, I didn't think it was a big deal. You can't tell anyone. I can barely make ends meet, and I can't lose my job or go to jail. I have a son. I mean, I could lose my job, and we have a daughter, right? if we don't figure out who this is. But we've already submitted the sheet, so it's already too late. Yeah. I can't let that slide. Sorry, but I can't let that slip. You helped a dangerous man escape. Shit, I really didn't mean to. Please. I mean, we could have been more soft on her, and the police would have came and brought her in. She would have came in surprised. But now she's sitting here stewing that her life's pretty much over, right? Maybe they'll be more lenient on her in court, but there's not much we can do about that. Yeah, because like, look at the case is closed, and we can't do anything about it after we spin the sheet. And she also admitted to doing the crime. Oh, this is where we gotta talk to you, right? I think I might know how our guy escaped. He bribed the bartender to turn off the vehicle tracker in the backyard. After she did that, a white van came to pick up Diaz. Bartender gave the anonymous tip to the police when she realized that Diaz had lied to her. Though she, she did give us the anonymous tip that this happened in the first place. Like, she was trying to fix her wrongs. I feel bad for her. I really do. Because somebody in any desperate situation would have probably taken that deal. She's only human, you know? Sounds like a risky plan, banking on the cooperation and silence of a stranger like that. I think that part was improvised. The tracker was installed only 2 days ago. Don't you think she might have been an accomplice from the get-go? Unlikely. If she was, I don't think she would have called in a tip. Maybe, but we should have her arrested to be sure. I mean, what do we use our discretion here? I mean, I mean, we can't leave any stone unturned, to be honest. She could still be an accomplice. Because this this sniper, right, who took out this foreign dignitary, while the foreign dignitary's guards and security was shit, right, in comparison. Like, he didn't... Why did they let this guy walk out to the balcony by himself? Why isn't he kept under wraps, you know? Everybody's incompetent on this planet, in my opinion. But I mean, if we have the powers of discretion, my gut tells me to leave her be. We'd mess up one family, you know, as a family guy of ourselves. If I was this guy in this guy's shoes, I'd probably leave her be, right? But me being an outside observer, I'd say let's arrest her, just to be sure, right? Bring her in for more questioning. She'd spill the beans pretty much on anything, because she'd know she's trapped. And she would rat out anybody else if she was part of them, right? We could apply that kind of pressure. But that would really mess with her mind if she was innocent. So, I'm going to go with my gut and leave her be. Honestly, just leave her be. We've got bigger fish to fry. What are you talking about? She's clearly involved in this whole conspiracy, knowingly or not. She did something she thought was insignificant to make some extra money. She's probably underpaid. She's probably underpaid and she has a kid. We really want to risk her going to jail. She should have thought of that, knowing makes us complicit. We'd be breaking the law. Law and justice aren't always the same thing. Gentlemen, I've been looking into that white van while you were talking. I mean, yeah. But we have the power of discretion here, I think. And we're the only people at this scene. We could just say nothing. Vehicle matching the description passed by a nearby security camera at the about the right time. Pretty sure that's it. I have followed its trail. It was last scanned a few minutes ago and seemed to be parked now. Where? In the lower layers, just a few train stops away. Excellent work, Conrad. You go and check it out. I'm waiting for the chief here. He's on the way. He wanted to see this place for himself. I'll go back to HQ. I'm more of a help with the database at my fingertips. Copy that. I'll catch the next train and keep you posted. We really should just take one of these cars. It'd probably be faster. I mean, these trains are pretty quick. But, I mean, it's kind of a cut screen to another. Okay. Electronics warehouse club 24-hour service. It's like a kind of red light district. Yep. Like, where's this place called again? Track down Diaz. But anyway, we just hit a kind of a checkpoint, it seems. We've been going on for 50 minutes. Let's call it here, and I'll see you guys later. If you want to see more, you gotta subscribe. See you later. Bye.